Hey guys, my name is Lynette Boats, and I just want to tell you guys how I passed my Nasm CPT exam. I looked for lots and lots of videos on the internet on how to pass. I didn't know where to start studying. The study guide was like this thick, and I just searched and searched, and I didn't find very many videos online for this one. I think it's the 5th edition. Yeah. And lots of people had lots of things to say about the earlier editions, but not much to say about the newest one. First of all, I just want to say that I am not a video person. I'm not going to edit this video, so please excuse any mistakes. I'm going to do my best, and then I'm going to put it out because I just really want to help you guys out. I passed on my very first try, and out of the 120 questions, I would say probably only 8 of them I was uncertain and I had to take my best guess on. But the rest of them, I felt really confident on them, and I just flew right through the test, and I'm so glad that it's over. Now that I'm a Nasm certified personal trainer, I will really want to share some tips with you guys. Alright, so the first thing is I really suggest you guys know the 3 postural distortions syndromes. That's how I started learning. I started memorizing all the muscles that are overactive and underactive in those 3 distortion syndromes. And once I kind of knew, okay, like this is that and this is how this looks, like then I kind of was able to move on that information to all the other things like the overhead squat assessment, the single leg, squat assessment, and all the other assessments. I was able to think back to the 3 postural distortion syndromes and which muscles are overactive and underactive, and through that really helped me out a lot. Another thing that I found helpful was I actually found that on page 71 through 76 in the book, there's literally a list of common overactive muscles and common underactive muscles. And I just thought, oh my goodness, I didn't get to see that until like 3 days before my test. And I was like, that is awesome, because honestly, on the test, they give you, according to me at least, this is what I experienced. I had 4 answers. If they said, what is in this distortion syndrome or in the overhead squat assessment, what is an underactive muscle? There would only be 1 underactive and the other are overactive. So if you are able to memorize everything in the book on page 71 through 76 of the overactive and underactive muscles, and you got a test and they asked for something overactive, in my case, everything else was overactive. So literally you could say, oh, hey, look, that's the only one that's underactive. I'm going to pick that one because everything else is overactive. I know that because I already memorized the commonly overactive and underactive muscles. I would like to say, know the difference between objective and subjective assessments. That was on there. Know the difference between the different assessments, like performance-based or physiological based. Some of them is performance-based, and when you study the different assessments and their performance-based, just kind of know what they do. Like, do they require cones? Do they require tape? Do they require, what all do they require, No. Okay, so another thing is know the different water and macronutrient intakes. Know what they suggest in their nutrition. It's really important to just really know what amounts they suggest and then memorize that and just know it well, because that will probably pop up on the test. Another one is know the heart rate zones and in what phases of the OPT model uses what stage of heart rate zone, okay? Or what number of heart rate zone. Know the OPT model, okay? That is the most common thing. If I had to say, the test was mostly overactive and underactive muscles, and it was also mostly exercises on the OPT model and all the different reps and stuff like that, I really suggest memorizing this right here. I don't know if you hopefully have the big old study guide that Nasm provides, but there's these different charts that explain stabilization, strength endurance, hypertrophy, maximal strength, and power. And if you memorize the reps, sets, tempo, and rest time for those, you are good to go. You really are. Like, just know the rest, really know the different phases of the OPT model, and that will really help you guys out. Another thing is know which exercises fall into the different phases of the OPT model. That will really help you. Another thing is know the proper progressions and regressions. And in the study guide, if you just work through the study guide, they'll tell you, like, it's stable to unstable, 2 legs to 1 leg, eyes open to eyes closed. So if you really just look through the study guide and make sure that you understand all of that, it's okay. You're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like, you can't answer what you don't know. So that's something important. Know the general adaptation syndrome. Make sure, once again, to memorize those charts. They're so important. Also, a tip I have with memorizing these charts about the reps and the sets of the different phases is find similarities. Like, notice there are definitely similarities in each and every one of them. And if you just kind of look through them and say, oh, look, well, phase 1, 2, and 3 have this in common, and 2, 3, and 4 have this in common. If you just kind of find those similarities, it makes it a lot easier. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Know the exercises, know the reps, sets, rest time for each phase, and really know the OPT model, know your nutrients, your macronutrients, and know your water intakes, assessment under active and overactive muscles. And one last tip that I will give that I found was the most helpful for me is this app I bought. It's called Pocket Prep Nasm CPT, and it was so helpful, you guys. It was so helpful. I'm so thankful I bought it. It was like $15, and it was actually the first app I ever bought. So I was like, oh, $15, that will help me towards passing. Sure, I'll buy it. It is worth it, you guys. It has 500 questions that quizzes you over what you know. And I can honestly say that the questions weren't exactly like they were on the test, but it did help me figure out what the information was. It was through the app where I really was like, oh, wait a minute, this is that, and this is that. And I started learning the information through quizzing myself on the app. So, yeah, you guys, those are really my tips. I literally only did that. I studied for about 2 or 3 weeks. I was on the app like crazy, and by the end of it, I got above a 95 on all the different topics. I would tell you guys some things that I wouldn't stress about too much is don't stress too much about the heart or the different systems. It's important to know that stuff, but there wasn't really that much on there. And also the obesity, pregnant people, heart disease, that stuff is important, and you should definitely know that, especially when you have clients one day. But it wasn't there weren't that many questions on the test. So I would definitely say focus on the OPT model, focus on the different exercises, and also just focus on underactive and overactive muscles. And don't be stressed. You got this. And yeah, guys, that's all. If you have any questions, just comment below and I will try and help you out. And also, I just have to finish off with saying all glory to God. I couldn't have done this without him. He really helped me and he gave me peace and a clear mind, and I studied really hard. And yes, awesome guys. Well, have a good one. Again, my name's Lynette, and let me know if you need anything.